I gotta back somebody up. Give him all his props and all his praise, man. So peace be to you, God. May God keep shining upon you, God. When I talk about this person, I'm talking about my OG. Excuse me, gotta clear the nose out. And no, I was not no powder in that. I don't know it's fucking booger or something. But anyway, shit, it might have just been a nose hair. My boy Billy D Smooth, man, because he keep posting these Facebook posts and whatnot. He like, man, keep the commandments. So see, now I even understand there's levels to sin. Like the 10 Commandments, those are like said the 7 deadly sins almost. Like they kind of correlate in one way or another. You know what I mean? And I just got ready to watch this video on YouTube by it's a channel called A Call for an Uprising. And they basically be posting all this weird shit. I be talking about this pedophilia and Satanism and all this other type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm less fearful of stuff that we give a stigma and a mystique to that's less powerful than you, but we put more power on it than it deserves and make it bigger and badder of a damn wolf than it is. When the moment we say it dies, it's dead. And they're trying to kill it might not even be the answer anyway. Like my nigga B.O.B. said, you live in your life the way you want to live it. I'm living mine the way I want to live it. As long as you ain't over here trying to oppress us, it ain't shit to worry about. And one thing I can say is I suspect everybody feel the same way. Just like that. Just let me live my life and do me. You do you. And shit, when we cross paths, we probably could be as cordial as we need to be. Maybe even become friends one day when we start taking a chance to see each other motherfucking perspective. It was always supposed to be that way anyway. That's what the fuck free will is about. If God didn't want us to end up having free will, right, he wouldn't have put no damn apple in the fucking garden. The funny thing about the commandments is those are rules that you have to obey. If you don't obey them, life cannot go on. If everybody stole from everybody, nobody would ever have shit. If everybody killed each other, there would never be nobody living for life to go on. If everybody lied to each other, right, we'd never be the truth, or we never learn the truth, and we'd never be able to be prosperous. See, fictional and lie are two different things. Let's take a lie and start off with that since I'm kind of trying to figure out the right terms and whatnot. Well, let's take a lie, right? A lie needs the truth in order to exist. You cannot build a lie from a lie. If you do, eventually that house of lies is gonna fall. Now I wanted to start off with a legend, but stereotypes. It's a better explanation or archetype for what I'm trying to convey to you. So you got stereotypes like Asians are good at math. It's probably blown way out of proportion to the point where we make these jokes and tease people and like you actually be an Asian that's good at math and your feelings be hurt. But nigga, what the fuck your feelings hurt for being good about math for? Black people got big dicks. You know, it's a black man out here that look like Leslie Child and The Hangover, and he ain't too happy. Like I probably would be shaking my fist at God, but if the man that I am, you know what I mean, it's just like, well, I got to get my tongue game right. Supposed to be more about pleasing a woman and you just having a big dick anyway. Nigga, get out your own ass. So anyway, the video for the YouTube channel, A Call for an Uprising, you know what I mean? Like I be seeing a lot of this stuff and it be the weird propaganda that you really don't want to like have nothing to do with, to be perfectly honest. It'd be more so to lie to you and mislead you, or to keep your eyes off of something that's really, really, really really what you need to be focused on. Like, if you take the head down, then the rest of it follow, right? I mean, it's gonna fall and topple, right? So let's get this nigga the tail, and we're gonna keep the head up here because we can grow a new tail. Or we're gonna keep the head in the shadows. So anyway, um, it's like you're gonna be computer chipped, whether you like it or not. You are gonna be, right? Now we can go back to looking at the Holocaust. This is videos of that. Look at our slave driven past all the way to now, black and brown people, all the way to our slave driven present, and analyze it a bit. Like, thinking of the Bible and you're gonna be chipped and you can't take it, you must die, you know what I mean? All that type of shit, right? It's the same thing I say about slavery. Slavery is a choice. You could either choose death, you could either choose to fight for what was given to you by God, which by all means I think he gonna respect. Um and as bloody as the Bible is of a book with all that war in it and blood spill, you could fight for God's will, way of life to come and be ushered in. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a hard place to be, because you can be broken. You can care about your family. You can care about your children's well-being, your wife. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard situation. But you know what I mean? That's why they got that saying. This is where we break down or draw the line in between the boys and the men. If you raise your boys to be men, you know what I mean? You like, son, I'm going to have to go ahead and take this hit for the team, but we're going to try to ride and do something for y'all. You make sure you take care of your mama. If you got to get hit across your back, if you got to do this, if you got to do that, you make sure she survives. You make sure your sister and your little brother survive. You know what I mean? That boy going to step up to the plate. He love his mama. He love his daddy too, but his daddy doing something for his mama. You know what I mean? And daddy raised him to be a man. But let him be a boy. You understand what I mean? So, it's that you gonna be computer chipped anyway. Same shit when we were slaves and they was whipping us on the back. We was gonna be a slave anyway. We was gonna give over to the devil. And we was gonna go through them hardships. But then, that's like I say, my boy Billy D. Smooth, man. Keep the commandments, man. You'll have way more blessings saved up in the ceiling for a rainy motherfucking day instead of having to run to their fucking bank to try to catch a blessing from them. And you know they gonna marginalize your blessing like a motherfucker. Stop being scared of all this shit that's gonna come to pass, right? Because in each moment and level of this shit coming to a head, you got a chance to do something different. That's why you was given free will. That's why you was chosen as the chosen people. Shit crazy, man. We sit around, we caught up in this life, man. We no different than the white people that the 1%iles, the people really in the people the Bible talk about, those spiritual rulers of wickedness in heavenly places. They even looking at most white people and treating them the same damn way, and they doing the same shit we doing. Worried about a fucking mortgage. When if we say fuck this system, you'll go out and claim what land was yours, and you'll go get your thing and be ready to die for it. Just like every other man gonna be willing to do and go get and claim out and stake for himself. Once you establish, ain't nobody finna come to a fort. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? You got cannons at this motherfucker because this is where you be. Them niggas got choppers, swords, knives, pistols. They might have a rocket launcher, but you know what I mean? If your walls is tall, you know what I'm saying? They gonna have to knock them down first. Nigga, you ain't got that much armaments. We talking about people to people, nigga. You niggas ain't finna send no motherfucking missile over here to me. And then since we all want the same thing, the motherfucker to survive. Like, you know what I mean? You buy a house in this country. Motherfuckers be like, oh yeah, I think I made it. Nigga, no you didn't. They still own that ground that house sit on. So at any time they say that house can't sit on that ground, nigga, what you gonna do then? Because they gonna come punk you and take it from you. They ain't got to pay you fair market value. And really, in the world that I'm saying that we should be living in, where you go claim and stake a piece of land, You bless it, you till the land, and you plant your seed, reap it, and grow, and sow what you done reaped. You own that. Can't nobody take it from you. And so my last thought, right? Like, it's certain phrases they coin, like, and then they force feed to us, I believe. Like, boy, you need to stop having a slave mentality. Well, I mean, a slave mentality only comes from the slave owner, the slave master. It ain't no man the master of me. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta live for something and you gotta die for something, man. You know what I mean? You gotta eat to live, but you gotta live to eat too. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point in it all? What's the sense? So the slave mentality comes from the slave owner. You feel me? Like, it really is. There's really not a slave owner's mentality. You know what I mean? Because if every slave in the world chose to rise up, the slave owners, which is far less in numbers, and we playing the same game we've been playing. We always had the numbers to win it. You motherfuckers keep being stupid enough to believe that snow is black, right? And if you did your research, you are one of the lucky few that understand what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you the true part to the game. They want you to believe that snow is black, but understand, black is snow. When black basically birthed everything. You heard me? I'm about of this, man. From the light or from the darkness, light came. At least that's how they wrote it in that book. And then we ain't dark as fuck and enlighten the world, then what do you call that? Trees up, Black Pan, man. Open your mind. That's where heaven at. Hell, what's the matter with your mind, baby? Find it. Oh, hell. Hey, motherfuckers be thinking he be saying, hey, but that nigga saying hell, man. Motherfuckers be giving the game up. And niggas just don't know how to tune into it. That's why when this nigga spiritual soul be talking about that lower vibrational frequency and shit, you can listen to music on a lower vibrational frequency. So now, spiritual soul, stop thinking I'm biting off your ass, nigga. Like you said, nigga, you a baby to this shit. You just had your spiritual awakening, bruh. I can't even see half of the shit I used to see when I was a fucking kid and growing up and turning into, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not supposed to be worried about that shit. I'm just supposed to know that it exists, that it is all around me at all times. So I can see the world in the way that they want me to project it, right? But based upon how a person look at me, as I look into their eyes, whether they got the same heart as me or not, when I peer into their soul or whatever it is that, or whatever spark it is inside of that being that makes them up to be what they are, that I appear to view in front of me, a being, a consciousness, a ball of matter in a shape or a form, you know what I'm saying, at the rudimentary levels of it, I see who the fuck these motherfuckers is. Now, one thing I'm gonna also say, right, for motherfuckers who think I got mental problems, right, be careful what you ask for. And I never asked for this shit. It was on and popping. When you see behind the veil, shit can have an effect to drive you mad. But one other thing I'm gonna tell you, if death was coming for you, because I also know what the fuck this shit feel like. Like, truthfully, like the entity known as death was gunning for you and coming for you, you would be able to feel that. You would know this. You would sense this. And in turn, yeah, that would also make you kind of, but once you stop being fearful of all this shit, right? Everything is everything and nothing is nothing, right? Period. Remember, even if nothing is nothing, you still got to mention nothing. So it even fits into the whole spectrum of something. And it's just me dropping my knowledge, man. These are things that are true to me, coupled along with the scripture, you know what I mean? As far as how I just broke that down to you coming from the good book all the way back to me, you know what I mean? Black Panther about this thing, man.